Good evening. This is the Board of Finance meeting for Wabash City Schools. It's Monday, January 6th, 2025. Roll call.
Everyone's present.
Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. First is the election of officers for the Board of Finance. The first one is president. Do I have a nomination?
I nominate Rhonda Hipskin for president.
Thank you.
My second.
Oh, yes. All those in favor of Rhonda as president, say aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Motion passes. Now we'll elect vice president. Do I have a motion?
I nominate Jason Fry. I second.
All those in favor of Jason Fry as vice president, say aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Motion passes. And for secretary, I'll accept a motion.
I motion for Jade Hall to be the secretary.
I second.
Okay, all those in favor of approving Jade as secretary, say aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Motion passes. Financial state of the district.
So each year, at the first meeting in January, we are required by law to provide an update on the state of the district. So let me get this pulled up. No, that's not. Okay. The Board of Finance, this is per state law, the Board of Education establishes a Board of Finance. The Board of Finance is responsible for designating public depositories for school funds for 2 years and receiving annual investment reports. Elected officers will serve until their successors are elected. We've already taken care of that. Depositories for the corporation. Crossroads Bank is currently our depository for corporation funds. Later in the meeting, we will be recommending to continue with this institution as our depository. Investment of public funds. This is our board policy 6001, our investment policy. This grants the corporation's treasurer the authority to invest funds to maximize the benefit to the corporation. All investments are made in compliance with Indiana law, and at the present time, we do not have any funds that are invested. Removal of outstanding checks. Outstanding checks over 2 years old are typically voided to remove them from our financial records. Vendors can submit a new claim voucher if the funds are still owed to them. And we will actually be requesting authorization from the board to void some checks. I believe that's in our regular board meeting that we have that, but we do have a few that need to be voided out. Moving on to some demographic information for our district. This graph shows our free and reduced lunch percentage since 2015-16 up to 23-24. The 24 number right now is at about 64%. So you can see since 2020, we have been increasing when it comes to our free and reduced lunch percentage. Our special ed percentage, we hover anywhere from about 17.5% to about 19%. We just did the December 1 count, so I don't have the percentage for this year, but I know that our special ed number did drop. So we may see a slight drop in our special ed percentage, but knowing that we lost students as well, it still could be right around that 19%. Our EL percentage, historically, we've been under 1%. Last year, we were at 1.3%. And again, we may see that right around the same for this year. And then this just shows our fall ADM counts. We've hovered anywhere from about 1,400 at a high of 1,544. Remember, this year we were at 1,374. So we did see a significant drop in our fall ADM. Moving on to financial information. Our assessed value since 2020, you can see that it's gone up about $62 million, which is a good thing for us. Our education fund balances in 2019, we were just under 700,000. You can see in 2021, we dropped down to just about 54,000. At the end of 23, we were at $1,020,871. And we are doing month end and year end. So we should have our education fund balance by our next board meeting. I believe it will still be over $1 million. Our operations fund, you notice they are all below zero. So we were at minus 86,000 in 2019. 2022 was our highest deficit at 1.3 million. Last year, we ended at 1.258 million. I'm hoping that we are under $1 million. Just looking at projections, if we could be at minus 850,000, I would feel good. That's knocking off $400,000 of that deficit from last year to this year. So again, once we get everything finalized, we'll have a solid number. And then this is our fund balances as a percentage of our expenditures. Back in 2019, we were at 7.9%. That dropped in 2020, and then it went into the negative during 21 and 22. For 23, though, we were at like minus 1.3. I did just some basic like projections. So I'm hoping it's going to be maybe around 2 to 3%. It'll be positive. So that's a good thing. All of the information that was in this report is provided by, it's called the DUAB Board, Distressed Unit Appeal Board. They have a website, and they actually provide all of this information for every single school district in Indiana. Every school district has to share the information from DUAB. So I've put that on there in case anybody would want to go out and check out that board. Another thing that we need to do, consideration of conflict of interest disclosure. Indiana law requires public servants to disclose and complete a conflict of interest form if they have a financial interest in a contract or a purchase that would increase their income or net worth. If we have any of those, we have to upload them into the gateway system. At the present time, I do not believe we have any contracts or purchases that would require any of our board members to complete this form. If that would change, we have 30 days to get the form uploaded into Gateway.
Real quick question.
Yes.
The district sped percentage, does that include anyone with an IEP?
Yes.
Okay.
So it could be someone with speech, it could be
Any
blind and low vision.
emotional
Yes,
low
any
learning? Okay.
special ed, any IEP.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Well,
Next, we will approve the following depository. Crossroads Bank at 1205 North Cass Street, Wabash, Indiana 46992. Education Fund, Debt Service Fund, Operations Fund, Rainy Day Fund, Textbook Fund, and Cafeteria Fund.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor of approving Crossroad Bank as our depository, say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion passes. Are there items from the board members for the Board of Finance meeting? No. Okay, with that, we will adjourn the Board of Finance meeting.